Today we'll be going over the fastest way to get rich inside of Roblox Jailbreak trading. Literally all of the special tips and tricks, everything you need to know about jailbreak trading so that way you could get rich as fast as possible. Because as you guys can see here, I have every single item in the entire game, all of the textures, all of the cars, all of the rims, literally everything that doesn't cost IRL money from like a toy or something. And so in that time it took me to get all of the items in the entire game, I learned a lot of cool stuff about trading. So yeah, today we'll be going over all of those tricks and stuff that I learned so that way you guys could also get every single item in the entire game and get rich super fast. But before that, we are doing a free torpedo giveaway at 20,000 subscribers. So if you want to win a free torpedo inside of Roblox Jailbreak, subscribe and turn on post notifications, that way you guys can't miss out on it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into this here, how to get rich in jailbreak trading extremely quickly. So starting with the first trick that I have, it is always constantly server hop, because if you're just sitting in one server, chances are you will not be able to trade extremely quickly. Typically how I do it is I set a goal for one specific item like a spinner rim, and then I come over here into the trading menu and I look through everyone's inventory for a spinner rim. And then if no one has the spinner rims, I just come on over here to the portal and switch servers until I find someone that actually has that item, and then I can make an offer for it. I've tested this quite a bit, and yes, sitting in one server for hours at a time will not get you more trades. You gotta constantly server hop and move around and look for one specific item at a time. But before you do that, you do have to also trade up to actually be able to afford the item you're working for. So making out some sort of plan to get that item, something you could trade up with, will be extremely helpful as well. So for example, if you're starting out as a new player, you could grind for a concept and then move that concept up to something like a small limited. And then if you make sure that limited has good demand, you could trade that up on and on and on until you get the item you want. And then using that method, you'll get a bigger collection over time and you'll be able to get bigger and more expensive items extremely quickly. Probably the hardest part about jailbreak trading is starting out as a new player, so yes, that will be the most amount of time you will be spending in a jailbreak trading session at one time. But once you're done with that and you got your first few items, you should be able to trade much faster and much more efficiently. And like I said, if you're new to trading, then the best vehicle to start out at is a concept, because that is an obtainable vehicle that is also pretty expensive at the same time, and from my knowledge is pretty good to trade around. My advice for trading up is get one item at a time, like I said, but do it in a specific order. So if you're trying to get every single item in the entire game, I'd trade up for something like the beam hybrid and then spread that out across a bunch of different smaller limited items. So that way you got yourself a bunch of smaller limited items, then you could go ahead and grind another concept, trade that up again and repeat. And then after doing that a few times, you should have every single vehicle in the entire game. And actually how convenient, always avoid people like this that say they'll be trading things for items that are not in jailbreak. You guys can see right here, this guy is trading for things that aren't in jailbreak and things that are in other games. Literally all of the time, these guys are scammers and they'll just scam you for items that you won't actually get. They're extremely common to run into in jailbreak trading servers, and you will also get banned for it because, well, it's not allowed. Especially the people that say they'll be trading things for Robux. Those are a whole different story. Anyways, back to getting every single item in the entire game. How I got every single item in the entire game is I traded up for all of the vehicles first. And this next one is kind of up to you, but if you want to, you could also trade up for all of the furniture items. Honestly, these don't really matter, and I just got all of them when they released. Same with the weapon skins, they aren't really relevant anymore, and well, none of them have any value at all. But now for the textures, the rims, the spoilers, and all of this stuff, it's pretty much the exact same as the vehicles. You could go ahead and start with some low valued texture and then make your way up from there, but honestly the easier way is probably just using a vehicle and using that. And then it's pretty much the exact same for all of the rims, the spoilers, and things like that. But once you get to a certain value, you could actually start using the rims and the textures to trade them up as well, like the vehicles. So yeah, really the only thing that's different about those is you don't really have a good starting point and you have to start out using the vehicles. But now let's move on to the scamming category. How do you avoid being scammed, and how do you avoid actually making a big loss on your trades instead of making a big win? And while as much as it pains me to say it, you will unfortunately have to use some of those value list websites. Jailbreak doesn't have any set value lists, so you don't really know what to trust, and well, those are really the only ones that people use. So yeah, if you want to be the most successful and not get scammed, then using a value list will be extremely helpful. Another thing is always keep an eye on the trading menu because people do try removing things to scam you, and typically whenever I see someone get scammed, they're not paying attention and they lose a bunch of items. Another big thing about trading now is duping is extremely popular, so while you're trading, always make sure to watch out for that because if you want to get the most amount of profits, you will have to watch out for the duped items. A big advantage of having a duped item though is it does have a little bit less value. So for example, if you're trying to trade for some really expensive item, you could just target a duped version of that item and get a much lower price. It's a really helpful thing to take advantage of if you need it, but make sure to avoid it otherwise because if you're trying to trade up using an item that's duped, you won't really have that much success. Another really helpful thing to use while trading is the Jailbreak Discord server that has a bunch of offers in it as well. If you're looking for something specific, then it won't really be that helpful, but if you're just looking for a handful of things, then it will be a really nice tool to have. Adding on to something I said earlier though about server hopping consistently, another thing that will be really nice to have is the trading VIP pass. It's not really a requirement, it's just kind of handy because it allows you to get through servers a lot faster. Because literally all you have to do using the game pass to go between the two games is press this button right here and it puts you back into the main game. And then over here on the Jailbreak main menu, literally all you have to do is press a single button as well and you're already in trading. Along with that, you also get easy access to server hopping right over here. You literally just press a button and you get to go through any server that you want. And like I said earlier, this will be extremely helpful for quickly server hopping and getting a lot of good trades. Because without this, you're either stuck in one server for the entire time not getting any trades, or you have to spend a bunch of time server hopping, driving back and forth from all of the ships and stuff like that, which does take up a lot of time. Not to mention, but you also have easy access to the smaller servers as well. So if you want to join a small server, you will have access to that here. And you also get access to free cam, which allows you to do all of this cool stuff in the server. So overall, it's not really something you need, like I said, but it would be extremely helpful to have. And another really helpful trick is whenever you're trading, always sit in the vehicle that you're actually going to trade. Because for example, if you're trading a torpedo and you're sitting in an arachnid, then well, people will be trading for your arachnid and not your torpedo. Most people don't actually read your tag and they just run up to you and start trading. It's not really actually that effective, and just sitting in the vehicle that you're willing to trade will be a lot more effective. And then along with that, you could also put the rims and stuff that you're trading on your vehicle so that way people could see that as well. So for example, if I was trading the drip texture, I'd put that on. If I was trading checker, I'd put that on and on and on, and people will always offer for those things first. And yeah, that those are all of the best jailbreak tips and tricks I have to get rich extremely quickly. If you guys think I missed anything important or there are some new tricks that you guys just recently found, make sure to put them down below in the comments. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.